What's up, everyone? This is another pick a card reading, Satanic and Angelic tarot and oracle card reading. What I'm doing is I'm reading from the Rider-Waite tarot deck. It's a knockoff brand. The Lucifer Tarot by Ingvar Babushka, I believe it is. Yeah, Ingvar Babushka. That's for the negative and demonic elements of the reading. And the second one that I'm reading from is the Angel Lyrium, Oracles of the Emanation, by Eli Mignana and Peter Rohrbacher. It's the more divine and angelic elements within this reading. What you need to do is you need to decide on which item speaks to you more closely. In the first deck right here we have a leaf. In the second we have a sandalwood smudge. In the third we have a stone. In the fourth we have a dried rose, and in the fifth we have some prayer beads. So decide which of the following item you are most closely drawn to instinctively, and I'll give you that reading. And when you have decided which ones you want, you can click on the timestamp below. This is the reading for the people that chose the leaf. This will be your angelic and demonic oracle card reading and tarot card reading. And with the first card we have the Wheel of Fortune. And in the second we have the Five of Swords in reverse. And then in the third card we have the Six of Cups. Well, to start off, when I look at all three cards in unison, what I see is that in this first card there was a change of fortune. Something that, in my opinion, you will see when I discuss the second card, but there was some kind of karma that was set into motion. And and in this karmatic thing that had occurred, it was not to your particular benefit. And in the Wheel of Fortune, because things can change from good to bad or bad to good. So, but then I see the Ten of Swords in reverse, which means even worse than it is when it is in the upright. And so, you know, this is a sense of defeat, oppression, like loss, like basically what the card shows. You know, this man lying on the ground with swords stuck in his back. So from what I can deduce is that starting with the Wheel of Fortune, something was not to your favor when things shifted, and it had landed you in an even more detrimental position than you were before. So in essence, there was something bad that resulted, some kind of karmatic debt that needed to be repaid. Now, when we look onwards in the Six of Cups, this is a reunion of sorts, a fondness of siblings, of friendship, of memories. This is like giving back to you the good times. So what in essence had happened was, in the second card, something went bad in what had happened in your life, and it wasn't to your benefit, and eventually it had left you with something better, a better outlook, something more positive, something more to bring you goodness in your life once again, something to give you hope. So after looking at that, what I can deduce is that although in the initial phase when the fortune had changed into the negative and you were eventually grounded to the kill, you were thrown to the lions or what have you, but you didn't survive being jumped or by a group of people. But in essence, there is something to be learned in that good memories can exist and reconciliations and such. So let's look at the demonic element of this card. And what we have here is Arcana 21, Ur. And what this will tell us is like the demonic elements that were at play in this situation. Arcana 21, Bur, the 21st Lord of Darkness. Bur is one of the most powerful dukes of the Eastern lands, having 50 legions of hell spirits under his command. He is a secret patron of the healers, witch doctors, and shamans, as well as the keeper of the wisdom associated with magic and the medical properties of herbs and plants. Bur, who usually manifests himself in the shape of a centaur, besold sorcerers with the ability to heal. Moreover, he can cure tormented souls, eliminate mental suffering, and help the mind discard unnecessary information. The Duke is to be summoned when the Sun and one of the sacred planets, Jupiter, Mercury, or Venus, are in the Sagittarius. In this case, Bur appears more willingly, and the effects of his engagement is the sorcerer's affairs of considerable stronger. Astrology is 11 through 15 degrees of Cancer, parentheses 30.06-04.07, parentheses, time of day 6:40 to 7 o'clock a.m., keyword search, place of manifestation among herbs and plants, words of power, Brahi, Cassia, Abdago, Hog, magical characteristics, studying medicine, elimination of mental suffering, predictive properties. The Courant seems to be confused. She lost something in the past and is currently seeking a replacement. This search will trigger new experiences, and it would be devastating to repeat the mistakes of the past. So basically, yeah, something that happened in the past left you, some kind of change of fortune, has left you in the state of deep anguish and loss, and there's something to be learned from that, and that's what Boer number 21 signifies too, something that was lost. So the predictive properties, the current seems to be confused. He, she lost something in the past and is currently seeking a replacement. This search will trigger new experiences, and it would be devastating to repeat the mistakes of the past. Now let's look at your angelic card, and it's Gabriel, Angel of the Heralds, and let me find that. So Gabriel, Angel of the Heralds, the guardian that stands beside the gateway between Angelarium and the rest of existence. Gabriel's lantern points into the seething darkness. Its light breaks open the unknown and banishes doubt. There is certainty in this light. It fills you. This angel issues no command. It doesn't need to. Shine, little light, shine. The impetus for action burns in you. In fact, you burn in it, fueling this light. Suddenly you burst forth, blazing the way, piercing the dark, leaving change in your wake. There is light everywhere you tread. You are the light of Gabriel's lantern. The might of this angel does not command you, it aims you. And the signs of Gabriel are a lantern, a mirror, a discovery. So, once again, the signs for Gabriel: a lantern, a mirror, and a discovery. So, there's some kind of light at the end of the tunnel of this, and that's assurance that, once again, don't repeat the mistakes of the past, but there is always a brighter future that does await. So that is the reading for the people who had chose the leaf. So if you had chosen the leaf, this was your reading. This is the reading for the people that chose the Sandalwood Smudge. If you chose the Sandalwood Smudge, this is your reading. The first one is the Devil Upright. The second one is Seven of Pentacles. And then the third one is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Now there is some kind of oppression, something that is holding you down, and it isn't good. This can be anything. Well, the devil signifies, lecherous behavior, debauchery and such. So, this could be drugs, alcohol, sex, just anything that is carnal pleasures, and, well, if you may say, even overeating, gluttony. So if we want to look at it in terms of the 7 deadly sins, we have the devil upright, and any of the 7 deadly sins, or whatever badness is out there that is affecting you, this is holding you down. And so that's what the devil signifies. But yet there is, in this 5 or the 7 of Pentacles, this sense of work that's involved in it, and it's like, it's respectable work in your mind, what you do, you gotta feed your baby, so you gotta do what you gotta do to get by, and that's understandable. So you have to you're looking at it from the perspective that, you have no other option. That this is either, you know has the detriment of your reputation and possibly your future, because that's what the devil signifies, is something that is holding you back, um, that is oppressing you. So whatever it is you're doing, you see it as work, you see it as paying the bills. But at the same time, when we look into the Two of Pentacles in reverse, there has to come a time where you're going to have to make that decision as to whether you're going to drop that ball and walk away, or you're going to keep playing that ball to the game's very end. So, but what the reverse in the Pentacles means, although there's that imbalance, that, trying to weigh these options back and forth, that it's not going to be a very good one in the future for you. In fact, it could cause the detriment of bad things. So it's almost better, in my advice, to go ahead and just drop that ball, even though you can justify it now and say, okay, you know, what I gotta do is what I gotta do to make ends meet. Maybe there's another opportunity out there. Maybe there's another option, you know, that you can go about thinking about, you know, I don't know, moonlighting somewhere else, like to bring in like a regular check and what have you. So let's look at the demonic element that is attributed to this card, and that's Arcana number 50, Ouroboros. So Ouroboros is number 50, and we'll see what he has to say. He's like the demonic element that is controlling you right now. He's influencing everything, so from the negative perspective. Number 50, right? Yeah. Ouroboros. Arcana number 50, Ouroboros. The 50th Lord of Darkness. Ouroboros bears the title of Marquis of the Third Palace and commands 8 legions of demons. He can be summoned on a Sunday during the full moon when the Jupiter and the Sun are in favorable position. On the day of the Sun between 1 and 2 a.m. with the sorcerer facing towards the south. Ouroboros influences the enemy's mind, making him softer, thus weaker. Additionally, he can help the sorcerer gain respect and be held in high esteem. Ouroboros' seal may serve as a talisman for the advancement of one's career. So, you know, Ouroboros is the element that's influencing this, and you know, let me read on astrology, 6 through 10, degree of Sagittarius, parentheses 22-26.11, parentheses, time of day 1620 o'clock to 1640 o'clock. Key word Belial's witch, place of manifestation when the sun is in the fire triangle. Words of power, Ike Pekcho Tronti, magical characteristics, honor and respect. Predictive properties, the Quorn is in a relationship with a young person between the ages of 25 to 35 and born under an Earth's zodiac sign, who is interested only in financial gain. Oh, well, whatever it is, once again I'll read the predictive property. The Quorn is in a relationship with a young person aged between 25 through 35 and born under an Earth zodiac sign, who is interested only in financial gain. So whatever financial gain is related to in the original tarot reading, this is the demonic element. Let's look at the angelic element, and you have Gavira, which is the left hand for judgment. So let me read that to you. Gavira, left hand judgment. The 5th emanation, the hand that separates the rule of law that brings order to the world. Guevara assesses what is just, helping us overcome our adversaries, both without and within. Hers is the power to cleave apart a unified whole and leave its component pieces. It is a trait that commands as much fear as respect, because with it comes an inherent violence. She does this without anonymity, and it is an act that must be committed to create balance. The red orb exists as a boundary closed to the unworthy. Guevara's position at the center of its pillar defines that pillar's trait of severity. Her push against Chesed on the opposite side of the tree is met with equal and opposite resistance. Without both of them in equal measure, we have no means of maintaining healthy relationships. We must have judgment to discern what is healthy for us so that we can bring it into our lives and embrace it. Guevara is found in law, bravery, punishment. Once again, Guevara is found in law, bravery, and punishment. So whatever is going to basically lead you to the future that you're holding, you need to really consider, the repercussions of those actions and where they will lead to. So, and like I said, Guevara deals with judgment, which is based off of, things like law and punishment. So, this is the reading for anyone that had picked the Sandalwood Smudge. This is your reading. This is the Angelic and Satanic Tarot and Oracle card reading for those that had chosen the stone. Your first card is the Two of Wands. Second card is Five of Swords. And your third card is Ten of Wands. Well, for the Two of Wands, this signifies launching of a new enterprise, kind of. Basically, the Court has the world at their hands, and they're looking out into the distance as the possible enterprises or entrepreneurship businesses that could be formulating within the Court's head. So this is kind of like a business card, looking towards the future at what prospects you can invest yourself in, and looking out as a merchant, sending your wares out into the world. But then there's this Five of Swords, which oftentimes looks at things like loss and defeat and something that wasn't a good idea, kind of, because there was maybe better competition that was ahead of you. So this is talking about although the dream in the Two of Wands signifies this idea of sending out your business out into the world. This, Five of Swords becomes more of an issue of defeat, not something good, in terms of going back, licking your wounds, and you took a beating, basically, and you lost. So, and then at the Ten of Wands, he talks about working the burden, the weight of the world, the issues of having to carry onward, the oppression, the worksome, the worrisome, begrudging, stuff like that, stuff that circumvents around having to take a burden and to keep on working towards some ideal or purpose. So, I mean, it's a matter of, basically walking up a big hill with all your skills and talents with you and your work, and you're still holding on to that, hoping that may be, but there's a lot of competition and defeat that it will take place. So, it's just about working, I think, to some degree. Your demonic element card is number 26, Dandelion. Number 26, Dandelion. See what that one is. Number 26, Dandelion. The 26th Lord of Darkness, Dandelion, who rules 36 legions of hell spirits, is a Duke of the 16th Palace of Darkness. Dandelion can be a very powerful hypnotist, and he is not hesitant to pass on this skill to the summoning magician. He is known to have affected people's thoughts against their will, and to reveal the deepest thoughts of specific individuals to sorcerers. He has also helped magicians to control people's choices and actions by making them act upon false information, especially during legal proceedings and the closing of business deals. Dandelion manifests himself as a man with many faces, hands and legs, and he is in the habit of carrying a black book in his arms. He should always be summoned during the new moon. The astrology is 6 through 10 degrees of Leo, parentheses 25-29.07, parentheses, time of day 8:20 to 8:40 a.m., keyword treachery, place of manifestation, territories illuminated by the new moon, words of power, Sakstir, Granjin, Bar, magical characteristics, inducing hallucinations, zombifying, predictive properties. The Quorn should expect treachery from people she trusts, especially those who are well acquainted with the specifics of his or her professional endeavors. Once again, the predictive properties. The Quorn should expect treachery from people she trusts, especially those who are well acquainted with the specifics of his or her professional endeavors. So anything that deals excuse me, with your business dealings, anyone that knows of them, they will result in a defeat towards you. So this is also talking about business right here, work. So this is also signifying, anybody that knows how you do business, you'll be in trouble with it, because those people are using you against your own abilities, I think, and talents. Now we have over here, we have the right hand of Chokma, the right eye for wisdom. So Chokma is the right eye of wisdom. Let's see what that one is. Right here, Chokma, the right eye equals wisdom. The second emanation, a vessel to hold that which is most precious, the first gate of potentiality and a step into the realm of the known. Chokmah is the first moment a newborn child opens its eyes. The child's first steps and first words. He is the beginning of a lifelong journey, whose path disappears upon the horizon. When Kether is the pen that hovers over the page, Chokmah is the moment of contact. From nothingness, wisdom is formed. To have insight into that which is not known is a gift that is not bestowed lightly. The great orb breaks the surface of our consciousness. Descending from the summit of the tree, we see its duality begin to form. Chokmah sits atop the pillar of mercy, forming the first masculine aspect of the diagram. Its partner, Bina, opens next to reveal the two eyes through which we see the world, found in birth, intuition, and the subconscious. I think wisdom is something that needs to be at play in this situation, as it talks about all the business dealings. Once again, Chokmah is found in birth, intuition, and the subconscious. So you need to take that into consideration. This is something that you have to learn from, I'm assuming, especially with the demonic element and the angelic element of the oracle cards signify that, you gotta learn from your mistakes because you made not a very wise decision. And in doing so, you need to keep things to yourself more often, and your secrets and passions to yourself. So this is for anyone that chose the stone as their intuitive psychic reading for this pick a card. This is for those that have chosen the dried rose. If you chose the dried rose, this is your pick a card reading. So I'll get to that. First card is the Chariot. Your second card is the Star in reverse. And your last card is the Queen of Cups in reverse. So I'm thinking you have just come into yourself as a major accomplishment in your life right now. You feel like you've done something great with your life. And in doing so, in the Chariot, and it has come with a competition amongst others and trying to beat people out, and knowing your value and worth and how far it can take you. So you're well aware of how you are able to have achieved what you are able to achieve for good reason. Now, when I see the Star in the reverse, there's something about, but it came at like a possibility where you are not being seen in terms of the truth of the matter, but there is a falsity in there. That there is this level of why, although it might look good on the outside, it's actually not very good on the inside. So, say for instance, you're like a self-destructive rock star, and everybody loves you and everybody, but you're heading down a road that is really self-destructive, and people can see that, and it's like they're encouraging you to go and do it and do it and do it until, something bad happens, and so, that's what I get from the Star. It's more like a perversity, something that infamy or problems, but you know, you got to where you got at, at for even though you've defeated a lot of your competition, but you got to where you got. Now it's caused infamy and other problems. Then you have the Queen of Cups in reverse. And the Queen of Cups in reverse is a very stern and austere woman, but she also has something to share. But the problem is, with the Queen of Cups in reverse, you gotta understand that this is not, this is a character matter in which your actions, your opinions are not merciful, but in a sense cutting and spiteful and controlling and austere. Your attitude is mean and defensive, and so that's what the Queen of Cups is coming from in this reading. That although it took you a long ways to get where you wanted to go, and you fought long and hard against a lot of opposition in your life, but now, although it seems like it has paid off, it has actually turned against you and turned something more of a controversy about you, and this will eventually lead you into a state where people are going to be afraid of you and they don't want to be around you. But let's look at the cards, your oracle cards, and get a better sense of what's going on here. So 42 Lier. So 42 Lier is Arcana 42. Lier, this 42nd Lord of Darkness. Lier, commander of 30 legions of hell spirits, bears the title of Marquis of the Fifth Kingdom and is one of the 12 spirits of the first devilish ring of woes. He is able to deal successfully with any problem that concerns marriage, friendship, and love. On the other hand, he is also able to ruin relationships for good and saturate the mind of the implicated persons only with bad memories. The air can be summoned through a special ring that is in fact a very hard to get on, or on the Friday during the third quadrant of the lunar phase, Lier manifests himself as a shooter in green tunic with bows and arrows. The astrology is 26 through 30 degrees of Libra, parentheses 13-17.10, parentheses. Time of day 13:40 to 14 o'clock. And the key word is escape. The place of manifestation in the open air. Words of power. Abchego idikatos braleni. Magical characteristics: inflicting wounds, a fight, ruining love affairs, predictive properties. Lier points out that the corn is on the losing side owing to misconduct and a series of severe mistakes. Therefore, he or she is now forced to be on the run from friends and creditors and other affiliations. So yeah, let's reread that. Predictive properties. Lier points out that the corn is on the losing side owing to misconduct and a series of severe mistakes. Therefore, he/she is now forced to be on the run from friends, creditors, and other affiliates. So wherever you got to go, where you wanted to go, and you became infamous of whatever behavior you were involved in, and this reputation has became really bad. Lier is talking about you better watch your back, because people have got their eyes on you, and they're not very happy with you, and they're probably talking smack, because they might have had to lend you money, God forbid, or I don't know, you did something terrible, so, they're talking about, you better, be careful what you're doing because you're causing problems. Let's read the oracle for the angel element, and this is Sandalphon, Angel of New Life. Sandalphon, Angel of New Life. This is probably a little better of a clarity, I think, just in terms of a new life. You need to start a better new life. You need to change your behavior, I'm assuming. Sandalphon, Angel of New Life, when the time is right, the twin angel will return. Sandalphon was the first, and now we follow it forward along the shoreline and into the water. Sandalphon's footsteps bring with it great fear, but also awe and hope. With each step, we move closer to the conclusion and a new beginning. Embrace this new epoch. What has come has already passed. What will be is still a dream. Sandalphon flows through it all. When a new era emerges, the blood of the twin angel brings fertility to everything it touches. Angel Lyrium too was formed this way. So too will the next world, born in the wake of Sandalphon. The signs of Sandalphon are a wheel within a wheel, a child, and a spiral. So once again, the signs for Sandalphon are a wheel within a wheel, a child, and a spiral. So what you need to do is start a new way in your life, a new direction through this card. It's like find the good, do good, change it now so that in the end you're not like hated by everyone. So this is the reading for people who have chosen the rose, the dried rose. That is your reading. So this is the Satanic and Angelic Tarot and Oracle card reading for people who have chosen the prayer beads. Your first card is Page of Swords, Page of Swords. The Tower in reverse. And the Five of Cups upright. The Page of Swords in reverse, the Tower in reverse, and the Five of Cups upright. The Page of Cups, this wispy figure, is a male figure who is preparing for battle, basically. So, that's someone that has probably this idea that, they're going to go out into the world and they're going to seize the moment of some sort. But yet they're in this reverse where there's a lot. I want to say there's something that has been a lot weighing on the client, and they're trying to defend themselves out into this world. And in doing so, they come to the realization that the Tower is in reverse. And this is the ultimate end of everything, that somehow everything has led to some type of destruction that is going around with the Corinth. Because although they were living out into the world, like, at some point, when they felt like they might have been the Page of Swords upright, but actually the reverse, where there's more weakness, naivete, and as a result, there's this massive amount of destruction and problems that are being foreseen at the situation, that the current of themselves is coming to an end of a lot of things. And as this idea of destruction and end and fall, and we come to the Five of Cups upright, and it foretells this person that is looking at 3 cups that are fallen, but there are 2 cups that are still remain. So maybe those massive and terrible cataclysmic issues that have been faced by the Corinth through the reverse of the Tower, now the Corinth is in a situation where they're unaware of how lucky they are, and they're making it out alive, and there's 2 things there that are still keeping them together, even though they lost some, and they still have 2. So in life, you win some, you lose some. It happens. You win some, you lose some, and if somebody throws you lemons, they say you make it into lemonade. So shit happens sometimes, but just sometimes you gotta look at the optimistic bright side. So anyways, let's look at the demonic element of the card, and that's 8, Ammon. So the Corinth at this point, the demonic elements that are controlling you is Arcana number 8, Ammon, the 8th Lord of Darkness. Ammon rules 40 legions of hell spirits and bears the title of Marquis. Normally he looks like a man, a man with a wolf's face and a green snaky tail, but he is able to change his appearance and turn into a man with the head of a raven at the sorcerer's request. Ammon is also kind of known as a clairvoyant. He makes use of his crystal ball to comprehend the events of the past, present, and future, which he can reveal to the summoning magician. Astrology 6 through 10 degree of Taurus, parentheses 26 through 30.04, parentheses time of day 2:20 to 2:40 o'clock. Keywords AM, Keywords knowledge, place of manifestation at a crossroad. Words of power, Agrabo, Hahi, Blatimo, Loki. Magical characteristics, prediction, predictive properties. The Corinth should focus on gaining knowledge and the application of her newly obtained skills. So, once again, the predictive properties, the Corinth should focus on gaining knowledge and the application of his or her newly obtained skills. And that goes along with, I think, number 5. At least you still got what you do. Some people don't even have that. So, that's what Ammon's saying, you gotta look at it from that perspective. You gain knowledge and you gain skills out of it. And now you have to obtain, and now you have to apply those into your life. The next one is Shaliglio, Angel of Snow. So this one has to do with Shaliglio. What's the Angel of Snow? The bravery of happiness in the face of sadness, happiness that stands against the stark cold and does not shiver. The winter is heralded by the fall of snow as Shiglio dances, each step as unique as the snowflake that frolics about this angel. The quiet reveler of the winter, Shiglio moves over the time, a bright and joyous visage amid the harrowing landscape. It presents, brings relief to those seek escape from an overburdened world. Take refuge from what ails you. It is time to recover. The signs of Shiglio, a snowflake, a seed, a pine tree. The signs of Shiglio are a snowflake, a seed, a pine tree. So whatever's overburdening you, don't become. Think of it as a time of escape, the new of winter. After winter, what comes? Spring. Everything dies for a reason. Everything ends for a reason. Everything gets destroyed and goes to shit for a reason. And out of that, there's something new that emerges. That's how life is. The dark, the yin and the yang, the yin and the yang. Constant motion of morning, light, dark, nighttime. So this is for those that have chosen the prayer beads as the instinctive item that you felt drawn to for a reading.